conversion functions. Right. So here we have seen integer function and there is a float function. And after that, now we are talking about which one? Complex. So if you want to convert the complex number, right? You can create a complex number by giving how many values here? Two values. One is real, imaginary. Or you can create a complex number by giving a value. So this value can be complex number or this value can be string. This value can be either complex number. This value can be either string. Okay. So whatever value is there, is a complex number or it is a yes. So what you can do is, for example, I'm writing complex number 1 equal to complex of, so I can give real and imaginary. But if I don't give real and imaginary, then it will create real value with a 0 and imaginary value with what? 0, right? So this will create complex number. Now C1 dot real and C1 dot imaginary. You can also create a complex number by giving real value. Okay, but what is the imaginary value? 0. C2 dot real and C2 dot imaginary. If you are creating a complex number, you can just give which value? Imaginary value. Then what is a real value? 0. C3 dot real and C3 dot imaginary. You can also create a complex number by giving both the values, that is real value as well as imaginary value. So if you say C4 dot real and C4 dot imaginary, you can create a complex number by representing complex number as what here? String. See, whatever you write in the double quotes, see, whatever you write in the double quotes, it is called as what here? String. So within the string, which value is there? Complex number. So you are converting string to the complex type. Now C5 and type of C5, right? Now this is 1 plus 2j and C5 is object of which type? Complex type. Now these are different ways of creating it. Now complex number, you can create it using complex number. So here, so only complex function create a complex number. Only complex function create a complex number with real value as 0 and imaginary value as a 0. And you can create a complex number by giving only real value. You can create a complex number by giving only imaginary value. If you are giving input as only real, then what is the imaginary value? 0.0. If you are giving the input as imaginary, what is the value of real here? 0.0. And you can also give the real and imaginary as input, or you can give the input as a stringer. You can give the input as what? Complex number, right? So these are now most of the times it is used to convert individual values into the complex type. Suppose you want to read the real and imaginary, or you want to read a complex number as a string and you want to convert into which type? Complex type. Even you are taking the help of which function? Complex function, right? For example, assume that I want to write suppose, suppose I want to write a program. Suppose I want to write a program for adding. So this is a program here. So you are adding a comments using hash. So write a program to add two complex numbers. Okay, I want to write a program to add two complex numbers. How can you add two complex numbers? You can just give the input complex number 1. So enter complex number 1. Okay, but input function read the value as which type? String type. Input function read the value as which type? Stringer. And you have to convert this string to which type here? Complex type. Okay, see here. But how you are converting string to a complex? By using a function called which one? Complex. Okay. So then complex number 2 equal to complex of, again I'm writing input. So enter complex number what here? 2. So the input value again. So the input value again, you are converting into which type? Complex type. So by using the function called complex here, then I'm saying complex number 3 equal to complex number 1 plus complex number 2. And after that you can print. So within double quotes, you are printing complex number 1, comma, complex number 1. So print, so you can say complex number 2, okay, comma, complex number 2, and print sum, sum is, okay, sum of complex numbers, and I'm printing what here? Complex number 3. Okay, yes. After this, I have to input, after this, I have to input the values. Okay, now this is an example here. Now input the complex number 1, where I have to input 1 plus 2j. Now this you can call it as complex number 1 and 2 plus some 3j. This is complex number 2. Now you can see the complex number 1 is 1 plus 2j and complex number 2 is 2 plus 3j, and sum of sum is, or sum of complex numbers. Okay, sum of complex numbers. Okay, run this again. 1 plus 2j and 1 plus 3j, and you can see complex number 1 is 1 plus 2j and complex number 2 is 1 plus 3j, and sum of complex numbers is 2 plus 5j. That is, you are adding real values and added what here? Imaginary values. But if you want to convert a string to a complex number, you are using the function called which one? Complex. Yeah, this is adding a simple example of adding two complex numbers. Adding two complex numbers here, right? Not only that, you have one more function called str. So there is a function called str. Now str also a type conversion function. See, using integer function, you can convert string to integer, integer to integer, and float to integer. Now using float function, you can convert integer to float and float to float and string to float. And using complex function, You can convert string to complex number, and you can give two input values and convert into what? Complex. So there is another function called string, and this function is used to convert other types into which type? String type. Okay. Suppose you want to convert integer to what? String. You want to convert float to what? String. You want to convert complex number to string. So why you convert this? Why you convert this? Because sometimes, okay, sometimes in, so what will happen in application development is, for example, you have a text file. Yeah. Okay. For example, you have a text file. So what you can store in text file? See what you can store in text file? Text. What you can store in text file? Text. And this text is called as what here? String. What you can store in text file? Text. And this text generally is called as what? String. This text is called as a string. For example, I want to store some 40. So is it 40 is a text string type or integer? Integer. So can you write integer into a text file? Tell me, can you write integer into a text file? No, because text file allows which type of data? String data. But this 40 is which type here? Integer type. Then how can I store this integer? How can I store this integer into which file? Text file. Then I have to convert this integer into what? String. I have to convert this integer into string. In the same way, for example, 1.5 is 1.5 is which value here? Float value. Can you write this float value into the text file? No, you cannot write a float value into a text file because text file allows which type of data? String data. Then you have to convert this float to what? String. So how can you convert this integer to string or float to string? So for that, you take the help of which function? String function. Okay, string function. Okay. So this function is used, right? This function return, okay, this function return string representation of string representation of string representation of input value. So input value can be of type, input value can be of type, which one? Float. Input value can be of type integer, comma float, or which type here? Complex type. Or it can be, yes, input value can be integer, float, complex, or it can be again which type? String type, but not Boolean. Not a Boolean. It's not, input value should not be Boolean. So string function, this function returns string representation of this function returns string representation of input value, and input value can be of type integer or float or complex or what? String. If you see the syntax of this, now str it followed by which one? Value. Str it followed by value, right? Yes. Yeah, that is what we are discussing from past 2 days. Input function return string value, right? So str of value. Now this value can be either integer or float or complex or what? String. For example, yes. See, all these functions are used once we start working with the applications. Okay. For example, A equal to some 45. Okay, and B equal to some 1.5 and C equal to 1 plus 2j. So here A is the object of which type? Integer type. And B is the object of which type? Float type. And C is the object of which type? Complex type. Right? So A is an integer and B is a float and C is a complex. Right? Now, for example, if I'm writing S1 equal to str of A, S2 equal to str of B, S3 equal to str of C. Now what you have done, converted integer to what? String, and float to string, and complex number to string. Now you can print all this type of S1 and type of S2 and type of S3. Now all these are the objects of which type? String type. I can print even S1, S2 and S3. Now 45, 1.5 and 1 plus 2j. I can print ABC 45, 1.5 and 1 plus 2j. Is it output of this both are same or different? Same. But is it objects are same type or different type? Different type. Suppose if I'm writing S1 plus S2, will it do addition or concatenation? Concatenation, because S1 and S2 are which type? String type. If I'm saying S1 plus S2, now what is the result is string only. See here, 45, 1.5. But if I'm saying A plus B, A is which type here? Integer, and B is which type? Floater type. Will it do concatenation or addition? Addition. Now that is 46.5. Getting on. So when you convert, you cannot perform arithmetic operations on word strings. You cannot perform arithmetic operations on strings. If you want to do any arithmetic, you have to convert the string to an appropriate type. For that, you take the help of which functions? Type conversion functions, right? So all these are type conversion functions. But you cannot convert, yes, you cannot convert Boolean to stringer. If you are trying to convert a Boolean to stringer, so what will happen? If you are converting Boolean to stringer, so what will happen? For example, I'm writing S4 equal to str of what is that here? True. So true is there, right? Str of true converted or not? Yes. So what is the value of S4? True only. Okay. And print. Generally, you never do these conversions, but sometimes in text file, if you want to write, then you can now it is S4 is object of which type? String type. Okay, S5 equal to str of, and what is the value here? False. Now print, okay, type of S5, and S5 is which type? Stringer, and what is the value of S5? False. Now this is converting Boolean to what here? String. But even you can convert Boolean to stringer. But in application development, even if you want to write a Boolean values into a text file, you convert this Boolean values into a text or stringer by using a function called which one? str, right? Yes. Now this is the function called which one? str. Now even you can convert string to stringer. For example, if I'm writing S6 equal to within double quotes, I'm just writing Python. So this is converting string to what again? String. So S6 value is a Python. And what is the type of S6 here? String type. So just to try to understand how to convert one type of value to what? Another type. How to convert one type of value to another type. Yes. Then okay, next is now there is also a function called Boolean. There is also a function called which one? Boolean function is there. Boolean function is there. So this function, okay, this function is used. This function return Boolean value. Boolean value. This function return Boolean value. So that can be either true or false of input value. So here input value can be of type. Okay, Boolean. It can be of type integer, it can be of type float, or it can be of type which one? String. So input value. Now this function returns Boolean value of input value, and input value can be of type Boolean or integer or float, or what is it? String. So the syntax of Boolean is, now there is a Boolean and it followed by value. So what is the value here? This value can be either of type Boolean, or this value can be either of type integer, this value can be either of type float, or this value can be of either which one? String. But after receiving the value, this function return which value? Boolean value. So that can be either true or false. So other type of values you are converting into what? Booleans. For example, if I'm saying B1 equal to Boolean of true. See, already true is which one? Boolean. You are converting Boolean to what again? Boolean, right? So if I'm saying B2 equal to Boolean of false, so false is already which type? Boolean is converted to what again? Boolean, right? If I'm saying B3 equal to Boolean of 1, but what is 1 here? Integer. Is it 1 is a Boolean or 1 is integer? Integer. You are converting integer to what? Boolean. And what is one representation of Boolean? True, very good. One representation is what here? True. If I'm writing B4 equal to Boolean of 0, 0 means what here? False. Other than 0, any value is treated as what? True. Other than 0, what I meant to tell you is, for example, B5 equal to Boolean of 100. So is 100 is 0? No. Other than 0, any value is what? True. Other than 0, any value is a true. If I'm writing B6 equal to Boolean of 0.1, is it 0.1 is 0 na? Is it 0.1 is 0? No. 0.1 is not 0. It will convert this 0.1 into which type? Boolean type. Now what is the 0.1 equivalent of Boolean? True. Okay, because 0.1 is not 0, right? What is 0.1 equivalent of Boolean? True. If I'm saying print, print what is it? B6. And what is the value of B6 here? True. It can be anything, positive or negative, other than 0. I'm saying minus 100. Is it minus 100 is 0 now? No. So what is minus 100 equivalent of Boolean value? True. Okay, suppose if I'm writing B8 equal to Boolean of, within double quotes I said A. I want to convert this A into what? Boolean. So A is there. A is a character or not? Yes. It is alphabet or it is a character. And for every character there is equivalent what? ASCII value. For every character there is equivalent ASCII value. Now what is the ASCII value of capital A? 65. Is it 65 is a 65 is 0? No, 65 is not a 0. Then what is the value of A? True. What is the value of A here? True. Okay. In the same way, B9, if I'm writing Boolean of, within double quotes, if I'm writing A, B, C, or anything you take, but it takes this value as what? True only, because it will try to take which value? ASCII equivalent value. It takes the ASCII equivalent value, and ASCII equivalent value of small a is 97. And what is the value of this again? True. Suppose if I'm writing B10 equal to Boolean of. So within double quotes, I'm writing true. But see here, Boolean function doesn't treat this true value as a true, but it takes this value as what here? Alphabets. It doesn't treat this value as a true, but it takes this as individual alphabets. Now there is a TRUE. Now it will take which value? ASCII value of which one? T. And ASCII value of first letter. And what is it? It returns here? True. Suppose if I'm writing Boolean of, even if I'm writing Boolean of false, but is it Boolean function treat this value as a false? No. It takes the ASCII value of it. What is the ASCII value of F? Some A is 65, right? So F means 70. Now, is it 70 is a true or false? True. So what is the value of B11? True. So is it this false is treated as a Boolean value? No. This false is not treated as a Boolean value. It is treated as a collection of characters. Okay. F is one alphabet, A is one alphabet, L is one alphabet, S is one alphabet, and E is also one alphabet, right? In the same way, if I'm writing B12 equal to Boolean of within double quotes, if I write 0, I write within double quote 0. So within double quotes, if I write 0, is it 0 is a number or a character? Character. And this character will have ASCII value or not? Yes. What is the ASCII value of 0? 45. Now 45 means is it true or false? True. Now B12 value is what here? True. So whatever you write in the double quotes, now in the MCQs like technical exam, they may ask you this kind of questions, right? But try to practice this, okay, how these booleans are converted. But whatever you write within double quotes, whatever you write within double quotes, okay, it is treated as what here? Stringer. Treated as stringer, and it try to evaluate it by taking which value? I try to evaluate it by taking which value? ASCII values. You try to evaluate it by taking which value? ASCII value. If you want to find the ASCII value of input character, if you want to find the ASCII value of input character, you can find it by using two predefined. There are some two predefined functions are there to find the ASCII value of input character. So how can I find the ASCII value of input character? I can find the ASCII value of input character by using, okay, two functions are there. One is ORD and one more is which one? CHR. Two functions are there. What is the first function? ORD. And what is the second function? CHR. Two input functions are there. ORD and one more is CHR. ORD. Okay. ORD. And this function returns. This function returns which value? ASCII value of input character. Okay, and there is another function called CHR. This function returns which value? Character value of input ASCII value. ORD, this function returns ASCII value of input character. CHR, this function returns character value of input ASCII value. This function returns ASCII value of input character, and this function returns character value of input ASCII value. You want to find out, suppose you want to know what is the ASCII value of A, then use ORD of A. What is the ASCII value of capital A? 65. If I'm writing ORD of capital B, what is capital B? 66. ORD of capital Z, what is capital Z? 90. ORD of small a is 97. ORD of small z is 122. And ORD of 0, ORD of 0 is 48. And ORD of 9. Now this is useful. This is useful in certain applications where I want to convert uppercase letter to what? Lowercase. So what is the ASCII value of uppercase? 65. What is the ASCII value of lowercase? 97. 65 plus 32. What is the difference between uppercase and lowercase? 32. Then if I say 65 plus 32, I'll get which letter? Small letter. 60. If I say 97 minus 32, I'll get which letter? Uppercase letter. Now, not only that, now you can also find out the character value of input ASCII value. Now, CHR of 65. What is that? Capital A. CHR of 66. What is it? Capital B. CHR of 97. What is CHR of 97? Small a. CHR of 122 is what? Small z. Okay, you can return ASCII value of input character, and you can return ASCII value of input character. Input character now. Input ASCII value you can return character. Input character you can return ASCII value. That is done by using two functions. One is ORD and one more is CHR. Now this is also called conversion functions, that is converting ASCII value to character value and converting character value to ASCII value. Converting character value to ASCII value, right? So this is how you are doing it. Yes. Okay, right now these are some of the conversion functions here, right? Just to see here, what I said here is, see here, this conversion integer, float, complex, str, character, and ORD. So these are called data conversion functions, right? And then next, see in this you have a local variables, global variables, and this you will be learning in functions. Not now, but you learn inside the functions, right? And next, we'll talk about this string formatting in Python. Just here, string formatting in Python, string formatting in Python, or it is also called format. It is also called format string. It is also called format string. String formatting, or it is also called format string. Okay, string formatting is used, or format string is used. Format string is used. Format string is used to output what here? Format. If you want to output the format, output means what you display on the screen. What you display on the screen, that you call it as which one? Output. If you want to format the output, you create which string here? Format string. You create a format string, and format string is prefixed with, format string is prefixed with what? F. So that is a small f, or it can be what? Capital F. Format string is prefixed with small f or what? Capital F. Any string which is prefixed with F, that you call it as which string? Format string. So a string which allows to insert. Okay, see here. What is format string? Is a string which allows to insert. A string which allows to insert what? Values. A string which allows to insert values is called which string here? Format string, or F string. A string allows to insert what? Values. You are inserting values within the string. You are inserting values within the string. A string which allows to insert values is called which string here? Format string. Okay, but how you insert values within the strings here? In this example, suppose, assume that there is one small example here, a equal to 10 and b equal to 20 and c equal to a plus b. So this is a program for adding. Alright, this is a program for adding what? Two numbers. What is the value of a is given? 10. What is the value of b is given? 20. What is the value of c here? A plus b. Now I want to display the output like sum of 10, 20 is what? 30. Okay. Then what should I do? I'll write like this, print within double quotes. I'll say sum of. Okay, sum of. I should print first which message? Sum of. And after that I should display the value of what? A, comma. Then is. Then I should print what? Is. Okay, sum of A. Sorry. A and Then next I should print which value? B value. Then I should print which one? Is. Then I should print which value? C value. Now total how many values you are printing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total how many values you are printing? 6 values you are printing. What is the first value you are printing? Sum of. What is the second value? Value of A. What is the third value? And what is the fourth value? Value of B. What is the value of B? 20. And what is the fifth value? Is. And then you are printing the value of C. So will it this become complex or not? Yes. To avoid this complexity, okay, you try to use which one here? Format string. So you can write a string in single quotes, or you can write a string in what? Double quotes. Any string which is prefixed with what? F is called as a format string. Now in format string, what you are doing? You are inserting values. Within the string, you are inserting what? Values. You are saying sum of which value? A value. Which value you are inserted here? A value. And which one? B value. You are inserted which value? B value. Is you are inserted which value? C value. Which one is easy? First one or second one? Second one. So here you are printing how many values? Only one value. Here you are printing how many values? Only one value. Which value? String value. And within the string you are inserted which value? A value. You are inserted which value? B value. You are inserted which value? C value. Okay, but how you are inserted a value? Using what? Curly braces. Now these are called replacement fields. These are called which fields? Replacement fields. You are inserting value of A, you are inserting value of B, you are inserting value of C within what? Within what here? Whatever you write in the double quotes, it is called what? String. Inside the string, how many values you inserted? 3 values. But here you printed how many values? 6 values. Here you printed how many values? 1 value. One value of which type here? String. And within that string, you try to insert A value, B value as well as C value, right? Suppose, assume that. Now if I run this, now you can see sum of 10 and 20 is 30, and sum of 10 and 20 is what? 30. But instead of printing number of values, you are printing only one value by replacing what here? By replacing or inserting values. Okay, see here. Now format string, a string which allows to insert values is called which string here? Format string. So inserting values within string is done using what is it here? Replacement fields. Okay, is done using replacement fields, and these replacement fields are represented using what here? Curly braces. Okay, these replacement fields are represented using what? Curly braces. Within curly brace, what you can write? Within curly bracket or curly brace, we can define what? Expression. We can define expression, or you can define what name? Object name. We can define expression, or we can define what name? Object name. Object name also can define it. For example, see here. The value of A is 10, the value of B is 20. See, simple example. So print the format string. Okay, sum of A and B, is, what is this? A plus B. What is the output? Sum of 10 and 20 is what? 30. So this field, now within curly braces, what is there? A. What is the value of A? 10. Within curly brace, what is there? B. And what is the value of B? 20. And within curly brace, what is there? A plus B. What is the value of A? 10. What is the value of B? 20. And what is the result of this? 30. Okay. Print format. Okay. Suppose A plus B is a sum of A and what is that? B. Any way you can write it now. You can see 30 is a sum of 10 and what? 20. Now this becomes very easy, right? Now F1 equal to 1.5, F2 equal to 2.5. Okay, then I'm saying print. Okay, print format. Okay, so the value of F1 is I can just print what? F1. The value of F1 is I can just print the value of F1. And what is the value of F1? 1.5. Print format. The value of F2 is I just print the value of F2. Then print okay the sum of sum of which one? F1 and what? F2 is F1 plus F2. Now this you call it as formatting string. And formatting string, what you are doing? Within the string you are inserting, or in formatting string, what you are doing? Within the string you are inserting values. Within the string you are inserting values. But how you are inserting values within the string? By using curly braces. So this curly braces are called which fields? Replacement fields. And each field you are replacing with the corresponding value. Now this field is replaced with the value of what? F1. This field is replaced with the value of F2. This field is replaced with the value of F1 plus F2. Getting or not? This field is, यहाँ पे देखो here, this is A. This is whatever you write in the curly braces is called a replacement field. Dash, sum of dash and dash is dash. A dash क्या है? A value है. यहाँ पे क्या है? B value है. यहाँ पे क्या है? A plus B value है. Okay. इसके अंदर कौन सा value इंसर्ट होता? A value. इसके अंदर कौन सा value इंसर्ट होता? B value. इसके अंदर कौन सा value इंसर्ट होता? A plus B value. So here it insert A value, here it insert B value, here it insert A plus B value. That's it. Very simple. So replacement fields. Those are called which one here? Replacement fields. Those are called as replacement fields, which are replaced with the corresponding values. That is sum of 1.5 and 2.5 is 4.5. So in application development, this is very much useful, because when you are working with the data science, right? Data science applications, output, how you display the output? In data science applications, you display the output in different formats. You can display either in text format. The output can be in text format. Output can be in the text format. The output can be in tabular format, which contain rows and columns. The output can be in the graph. Graph, or what is that? Chart. You display in the chart where there is a bar chart, pie chart, okay, line chart. Okay, you visualize the data in the form of charts, or you just display in the form of rows and columns, or you can display in the form of text. So this is a text or not? Yes. So this you can call it as a text. But how you display the output in a specific format? By using which string? Format string. This format string is introduced in Python 3.8. This format string is introduced in Python 3.8. Okay, right, which makes it displaying the output more easier. Displaying the outputs is what more easier or simpler. That is done by using which string? Format string. Any string which is prefixed with the F is called as which one? Format string. Okay. See, I said no, this is not organized properly. So there is a bytes and byte array is there that you learn in data structures, and this modules also you learn. And there is also local variables and global variables, that is inside functions, and input and output operations. Just now we have seen input and output operations like print, and one more is what? Input. And there is a data conversion functions like integer, float, complex string character, and one more is ORD. Now input and output. See here, there are two functions are there. One is print function and one more is input function. And you can also give the input from where command prompt, and that you can call it as which one? Command line arguments. So what is this command line arguments here? So what is this command line? What is this command line arguments? Command line arguments are there. Okay. Command line. What is this command line arguments is? Okay. Now you can give the input from the keyboard by using which function? Input functions here. We have seen input function. Using input function, you input values from keyboard, and using print function, you print values on what? Console. Using input function, you input values from keyboard, and using print function, you print the values on output. And there is one more command line arguments. You can also give the input to the program. You can give the input from to the program from where? Command prompt. You can give the input to the program from where? Command prompt, and that you call it as which arguments? Command line arguments. And these are useful when you are developing commands in Python. When you develop a command in a Python, you execute the command. Generally command, you develop one. Suppose there is a command in Unix. Unix is an operating system or not? Yes, Unix operating system, where you find some commands like cp, which is called as copy. Okay, there is mkdir, which is for creating what? Directory. Chdir, changing directory. There is a cat for creating. All these are what? Commands. And each command is one program or not? Yes. And these programs are written in which language? C language. In the same way, I want to create commands in what? Python. I want to create a commands in what? Python. But where you execute these commands? From command prompt. From where you execute these commands? From where? Command prompt. Command prompt. See here. CMD. If you type CMD, what do you get? Command prompt. This is called as which one? Command prompt. Suppose dir is a command, right? Which command? DOS command. It is which command? DOS command, which display all the files. Whatever files are there, it is displayed by using which command? dir. Operating system command. dir, right? dir is a command. Suppose date is there. Date is also one command. This is to change the system date and time. Ring on. This is to change the system date. Okay, for that I'm using a command called which one? Date. Okay, suppose I'm using a command called delete. Now delete is which command? DOS command. Delete. Now which file you want to delete? I want to delete one file. I want to delete one file. Just use one file. Just check one file. Okay. Yes, any file which is file. I want to delete a file here. Not a. Yes, I want to delete one file. Now, for example, there is one file, and what is the name of this file? Notebook one dot what? IPYNB. Notebook one dot or C untitled 9 dot py. Okay, delete untitled 9 dot py. But delete is which command? Alright, delete is which command? DOS command. And to this command you are giving input. To this command you are giving input. This command will take this input or not? Yes. And then delete it. And delete it untitled. TITLED, right? Now you can see this file is get deleted. Is it this file is there or not there? Not there. It means all these are the commands. Now delete is a command, dir is a command, right? Delete is a command, dir is a command, date is a command. Okay, but all these commands are written in which language? C language. All these commands are written in which language? C language. But I want to write a command in Python. So I want to write one command in Python, but from where you execute the commands? You execute the commands from where? Command prompt. All the commands you execute from where? Command prompt. And each command is one program. And this command, whatever command you are writing, to that command, you may give what? Input. For example, there's a command delete. For this delete command, are you giving input or not? Alright, to this command, are you giving input or not? Yes. What is the input you are given? File name. Now, this is the input received by which command? Delete. You are giving input to the program. You are giving the input to the program. From where? You are giving input to the program from where? Command prompt. Whatever input you are giving to the program, whatever input you are giving to the program from command prompt, that you call it as what? Command line arguments. Whatever input you are giving to the program from where? Command prompt, that you call it as command line arguments. Command line arguments, values, arguments are nothing but values here. Okay, command line arguments, command line arguments, command line arguments are the values given from where? Command prompt to program. Values given from command prompt to program are called which one? Command line arguments. Values given from command prompt. You are giving values from where? Command prompt to what? Program are called command line arguments. So command line arguments in application development, command line arguments are used to develop which one? Utilities. Okay, utilities are what do you call it as? Commands. When you develop commands, suppose in Python there is a command called pip. Pip is a command, but this command is written in what? Python only. You execute this command pip from where? Command prompt. But this command is written in which language? Python language only. This command is written in which language? Python language only. For example, you'll write like this. Pip is a command written in, pip is a command written in what? Python. Using pip, I can install libraries. For example, pip install, what I'm saying? NumPy. So what is the name of the program? Pip. Is it pip is a command or not? Yes. To this command, you are giving how many values? Alright, to this command, you are giving how many values? 2 values. What is the first value? Install. What is the second value? NumPy. So this command will receive these 2 inputs and it will identify whether you want to install, whether you want to uninstall. Now, what is the input you are given? Install. Which one you want to install? NumPy. Now, to pip command, you send how many values? 2 values. How many? What is the first value? Install. What is the second value? NumPy. So, install NumPy are called. Alright, install and NumPy are called command line arguments. Install and NumPy are called command line arguments. It means these values you are giving to which command? Pip command. Is it command is one program or not? Yes. So the values which are given to the program from where? Command prompt are called command line arguments. Command line arguments. Okay. So where these command line arguments are stored? These command line arguments are stored in one variable or one object. One predefined object is there. This command line arguments are stored in one predefined object. And what is the name of that object is argv. There's one object is there. Okay. So this command line arguments. This command line arguments are stored within one predefined what? Object. One predefined object called, what is that? ARGV. What is ARGV stands for? Argument values. ARGV means argument values. Okay, this object is exists. This object is exists in which module? One predefined module is there. What is that module? Sys module. Which module? Sys module. Sys module. Module is nothing but program. Module is nothing but program. Is it this is predefined program or user defined? Predefined program. And inside this, there is one object. What is the name of this object? ARGV. Okay. Yes. Sys, generally sys refers to Python virtual machine, right? Okay. Now just to see here. For example, see, I'm writing one program. Okay, now, but I don't execute program from ideally, but I execute program from command prompt. Very good. Now, I don't execute from ideally. I execute from, yes, import. Which module? Import which module? Sys module. Because whatever values you send from command prompt, it is stored in which object? ARGV. ARGV object is there in which module? Sys module. Then import which module? Sys module. Okay, now import sys module, and after importing sys module, I'm saying print. Print what? Sys dot. Sys is what here? Module name or program name or library name. And inside this, one object is there. What is the name of the object or variable? ARGV. What is the name of the object or variable? ARGV. ARGV stands for argument values. ARGV stands for argument values. Now, where I am saving my program in Python 7am March. Okay, what is the name of the program is some test. Test, what is that? 12. Will you execute this program from ideally? No. You execute this program from where? Command prompt. Command prompt. But where is my program is saved in? See here. Where is my program is saved in which drive? F drive. What is the folder? Python 7am test 12.py. So I have to switch to which drive? You are in which drive now? C drive. You have to switch to which drive? F drive. F colon and CD. CD means change directory. What is the name of that? Python. Python 7am March, right? Python 7am March. Then execute the program by saying Python. How you are executing program? Python. And what is the name of the program? Test. Test 12.py. Okay, test 12.py. And I'm giving some values 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So how many values you are given to this program? 5 values. Now see how many command line arguments are there? 5. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Command prompt, command line. This is called as a command line. So you are giving these values to this program from where? Command prompt. And that you called it as command line arguments. You are giving values at the command prompt. That is called command line arguments. You can see this is one list. And inside this list, total how many values are there? 6 values are there. What is the first value? Program name. What is the first value? Program name itself. And second is 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So my values are stored from first position or second position? Second position in argument values. But all these values are there in what? Array. All these values are there in what? Single quotes. Whatever values are there in single quotes are called string. It means command line arguments are stored in which type? Array. Command line arguments are stored in which type? String type. Command line arguments are stored in which type? String type. And inside one list. What is the name of this list here? ARGV. What is the name of this list? ARGV. And this index position. This position is 0. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. And this is 4. And this is 5. You can send any type of values or not? Yes. I'm saying 101 roll number, name of the student. Okay, name of the student, and this is subject 1, subject 2, and subject 3. Now, how many values I send? Roll number, name, then subject 1, subject 2, and subject 3. Then I can say Python test 12 dot py. Suppose file 1, file 2. Suppose my program is copy. Assume that my program name is what? Copy. I want to copy the content of file 1 into what? File 2. So I execute my program from where? Command prompt. Then what is the name of my program? Copy. And you are saying copy the content of file 1 into file 2. So how many inputs I have given here? 2 inputs. File 1 and file 2. Now you learn this even more, but in files, I'll tell you how to develop your own commands. But now just try to understand how to work with the command line, how to work with the command line arguments. For example, you have to practice. If you don't practice, then for you only this problem. Okay? Yes. So finish the whatever it is, whatever I said in the class on the same day. So don't finish after completing Python. Don't start after completing Python. Please try to practice on the same day so that everything becomes easy. Okay, next class becomes easy. Next classes becomes easy. Otherwise, for you only it becomes difficult, right? So ARGV, now in this case, ARGV object, ARGV is an object of type. ARGV is an object. ARGV is an object of type. Which one? List. This object contains, okay, one or more than one value. All values are stored. All values are stored in which format? In which format? String format. All values are get stored in which format? String format. All values get stored in which format? String format. So whatever you write and all these values get stored in which format? String format. Okay. ARGV is an object of type list, and this object contains one or more than one value, and all values are stored in which format? String format. Okay, now right. Then see here. See here, for example, I want to write a program. So write a program to add two numbers. Okay, but input two numbers from where? Command prompt, using command line, using what? Command line arguments. Using command line arguments. What is the name of the program? Add dot py, right? Then what I have to do first? Import what? System. Okay. Now after that, next is where these input values are stored in. Where these input values are stored in? ARGV. So is it ARGV is a list or not? Yes, this is a list. Yes or no? This list, first value in the list is what? Program name. But my values get stored in which position? Second position. So the first value position is 0, and second value position is 1. Third value position is what? 2. Fourth value position is 3, right? So what I have to do now? I have to read which value? First value, n1 equal to sys dot ARGV. ARGV of which one? 1. What is ARGB1? 10. If I say ARGB0, it will take which name? Program name. Will you take program name or value? Value. So value position starts at what? 1. But this value is which type? This value is which type? String. For adding, what I have to do? I have to convert this value from string to what? Integer. Then I have to use int. So this value converted from string to integer, n2 equal to integer of sys dot argv of 2. Okay, because 0, why you are not taking 0? Because 0 is which value? Program name. Will you take program name? No. Will you take only, you take only which one? Values. But input values are stored in list in which format? String format. Now you have to convert the string to what? Integer. And how you convert the string to integer? Integer function. So here, these are use cases where type conversions are used. You can convert this input values into which type? Float type. You can convert this input values into which type? Complex type, because in ARGV all the values are stored in which format? String format. Then n3 equal to n1 plus n2. Then after that, print format. Okay, sum of which one? N1 and N2 is N3. So this is which string? Format string. What is format string? A string which is prefixed with F. Format string allows to insert a string which allows to insert values. A string which allows to insert values is called which string? Format string. And format string is used for formatting output. If you want to format the output, you take the help of which string? Format string. Okay, where you are inserting values.